Welcome, this is Domondo, and this is a guide for Purify the Veil. It's a tactical RPG for Android and iOS. So in this guide, we're going to show you how to beat the normal difficulty and a bunch of tips and tricks to go along with that. So let's get started. So our first tip is make sure you understand all the basics. So when you started the game, I know a bunch of tutorials would have popped up, but now that you kind of understand the game more, if you are missing a game mechanic, you can always click on the settings button here, click on the tutorials button here, and you can look through all the tutorials that you've had before just to make sure you do understand everything, to make sure you don't get stuck on something on your first playthrough. So once we've got all the basics down, the next thing that can surprise you is the monster strong against certain weapon types and you're weak against others. So you just want to make sure you're not taking extra damage in levels. So if we go into a level here, you see there's a bunch of enemies there. So we can check to see their stats by clicking on the monster information here. And by clicking on a monster, all the top bar will update with this information. So if we look, this guy does 50% extra damage to daggers. Now that's a problem for us because if you look at my assassin here, he's using a dagger. So let's take a look at his information. So he has a dagger equipped. So in this level, even though the dagger is my strongest weapon, it might be worth equipping a different weapon for this level so I don't take the extra damage. Not only do you have to worry about against the enemy strong, you got to worry about your weak too. So let's take a look at a different character here. Take a look at his stats. So he is weak against projectiles, so bow and arrows. So if an enemy has a bow and arrow, you kind of want this character to avoid getting hit from them. Okay, our next tip, just to make sure you have all your skills equipped. So now when you have your guy selected, click on your skill button up here. And sometimes you'll have skill slots that are highlighted like this, but there's no skill selected. So every time you recruit a character, you will get at least one skill even with the level 1 tavern. So make sure all your skill slots are filled in. So this one's highlighted, so if I click on it, you can see I had the boost attack skill, but I didn't have it equipped. Now if we click on boost attack, this increases my damage by 50%. So this makes my character way stronger for beating levels. So we'll make sure we have that equipped, and that will make things easier for us. Also, if you don't have any skills to learn or to equip, you got to make sure you learn them. Now, to learn them, let's go back to town. Go to your blacksmith here. Click on your scrolls. And let's use a scroll of random skill. So click on that, and yes. And we'll select my newer character here, my assassin. And we want to use a skill on him. So now he's got lightning bolt. So if you can learn some really useful skills that will make your character way more powerful. Now, if you don't have any of those scrolls, the best way to get them is to replay levels. As a new player, the first levels you beat, you do get bonuses. So let's say you're having problems with like Swamp 6, go back to Swamp 3 and 4, beat them, get some skill scrolls, some experience scrolls, make your characters more powerful. The other thing that you want to make sure is you level up your characters. Now the easiest way to do that is through quests. So let's go into a level here. You do get experience from killing monsters, but the fastest way to get experience is through quests. So let's click on this quest button here. So all these quests, so this is a new character, doesn't have many quests completed yet, but as you complete the quests, you do get experience and skills, which will make you level up very fast and become more powerful. Another thing to double check is your difficulty, so let's go back to town. Let's go into our tavern here. And right now we are on normal difficulty. Now, normal is usually where you want to play through on your first character. So if you notice you're on a harder difficulty, you might want to lower it until you've got more powerful items to transfer to your other characters. Now right now it actually recommends that I be on hard. I mean, this is a new character, but I transferred gear from an old character, so I could raise it to hard. But again, if you see this highlighted, I'd recommend your first character playthrough on normal. So let's go back to town. Now the other thing is your resources. By leveling up your town, your character will become a lot more powerful. So make sure to go into your production, and you want to collect from each of your facilities each day. So if you have collected already and click on it, you should get this message saying that, hey, you've already collected, wait a day to collect again. So that's what you want. Also, when you have all these resources, I would definitely recommend leveling up your tavern. So if you go into your tavern here, and make sure you level up this one pretty quickly, because that's where you can have more characters in your party and recruit different types of heroes. So yeah, that's our tips for the normal difficulty there. If you think I've missed anything or you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or send me an email. My email is in the About on the YouTube channel here. Otherwise, I'll see you in our advanced video for our mythic difficulty.